So hello everyone and welcome to another video. I had the idea to share with you my foreign language book collection. I've seen someone else do this. I think it was Richard Simcott. He was basically in his room showing his language learning materials collection. It was really insane because it was like two shelves. Each was about 2-3 meters long, and they were stacked with language learning materials. It must have been at least 100 books, if not more, for really diverse types of languages. Now, I have almost never learned any language using a textbook, and I have literally like 3 textbooks, and they are only here because they fill the space on the shelves. So I cannot make a video like that, but I can make a video about the foreign language books that I have that I use to sort of get better in the foreign language that I speak. Now, I'm not a master reader. That means that I haven't read any classical books or anything that people who usually read a lot have read. Some books that have been like that have won the Nobel Prize for literature, like the Old Man and the Sea. And stuff like that. I read that, but usually when I read books, I read them in a foreign language, and the main point of reading a book for me is to get better in a foreign language and do several things at the same time, because for me reading a book takes a really very long time, and so I try to make the most of it, so I try to read in foreign languages as well. So this video is probably going to be very long. I'm going to separate it into 2 parts. The first one is going to be about Western foreign languages, and then the second one is going to be about Chinese. So these 3 shelves here, and there are more, these are some of the books that I have read in foreign languages, are basically books in language that I speak best. This top shelf here is my little collector's pride, because over here I have one book, The Godfather, in 10 languages. So that's French, I don't know if you can see it, French, Chinese, Russian, Hungarian, Turkish, Slovak, German, English, that's the original, Spanish, and Italian. So I didn't read all of them. I didn't read like the book in every single language version. I did read the Slovak one at least 30 times, if I count just all the times where I just opened the book and then skimmed a bit through a chapter here and through a chapter there, because I like the book very much. I don't like the movie at all. I think the movie is a disgrace to the book. The book is just fantastic. It's about life, it's about intelligence, it's about interpersonal relations. It's really, really good. Then I read the Chinese one, I read the Russian one, I read the Hungarian one. Obviously, I don't speak Turkish, so I have this only as a collectible, and then the rest just a little bit. And then I have another Mario Puzo book in English, and then I have one Frederick Forsyth book in Italian and one Crichton book in Italian. Both are fantastic. And I think a lot of people have this, but when I look at these books now, I can literally like take myself back to the time when I was reading, and both of them I was reading when I was a student in Italy, and it just brings back wonderful memories. I mean, if I just pick up this book, just really wonderful memories when I just have this book in my hand, just bring me back to all the time. Because as I said, it takes me quite some time to read a book, so it basically relates to literally to a stage in my life. It took me maybe 3 weeks to read that, so that's pretty much. It's not nothing. So yeah, it can take me back to the times when I was in Italy, and basically every single book that I have here, and I'm sure a lot of you who like to read books have this, that you have a book which just takes you back to the time when you read it. So on the second shelf here, I have my thrillers by Frederick Forsyth and Michael Crichton. So Frederick Forsyth, I'm probably going to show it like this. Frederick Forsyth, the Afghan and Italian. Frederick Forsyth in Russian. Frederick Forsyth in Serbian. And this is something I want to show you. Basically, when I start learning a language, and if it's a language which is close enough, like Serbian for instance, because my native language is Slovak, so it's very, very close to Serbian. I bought this book literally 4 days after I started learning Serbian. I was in Serbia in Novi Sad, and I bought this book even though I spoke like literally almost zero Serbian. Hopefully you're gonna see it. So I'm just gonna show you the first couple of pages. This is what, I'm not sure if you're gonna see it. The lighting, by the way, is terrible. I'm very sorry about that, but I was trying to do something about it. But It's really challenging here because the whole bookshelf is in the corner, so I have this improvised little lamp here. So what actually is happening here, these are all my notes around the text that I was making. So the first couple of pages are really extreme because I have to look for almost every single word in the dictionary. And then I just proceed like that. You see the same thing here? These are my notes, these are my notes, these are my notes. And it goes like this throughout the book. Like, not every single page as I proceed through the book, but like every now and then there are, not sure if you can see this very well actually. Yeah, here. Every now and then there are words that are highlighted and stuff like that. So there have been questions in the comments, well, do you know how to read and write in all these languages? Well, not in all languages. Like, I don't know how to read and write in Japanese, I don't know how to read and write in Cantonese and Taiwanese, I don't know how to read and write in Persian. But for the most languages that I speak really well, so that would be about 10, 11 languages, 12 maybe something like that, I know how to read and write, obviously on different levels. So I make much more mistakes in Serbian than I make in English, even though my English spelling is really terrible too. Then we have Frederick Forsyth books in Russian. This is in English. This is Frederick Forsyth in English. This is this book, Frederick Forsyth in Italian. Frederick Forsyth in English. Michael Crichton in English. Very good book, by the way, Congo. And then we have Michael Crichton in French. Ernest Hemingway, The Old Man and the Sea in Italian, and a wonderful book by Paolo Giordano, La solitudine dei numeri primi in Italian. And then I have my detective stories here. So this is Michael Connelly in Russian, Michael Connelly in English, and then again 4 books in Italian by Michael Connelly. Then I have this French writer which is called Maxim Chatham, and he writes horror books. I'm not into horror at all, but I have to tell you, I mean, I don't even remember where I was going. Probably taking a plane from Vienna somewhere, and I just bought this book at a bookshop at the airport. Not really expecting too much, and man, this book is just so good. Like, I'm really not into horror, and I don't watch horror movies, and let alone read horror books, but this man, he can just get you into the story so well. Like, he can describe the smells, the lighting, the atmosphere, and you literally feel like you're in there. It's really, really scary too. So both these books are very good. And I have a French book from Donna Leon that's a detective story. This is Dan Brown in Italian. Didn't really enjoy that book, but I bought it just because I wanted to work on my Italian. And I have Robin Cook, one in English and one in French. Robin Cook, if you don't know, he's writing medical thrillers. And I bought this especially because I wanted to work on my medical vocabulary, or terminology or whatever, in French and in English. So I read both these books. They're pretty good, actually. Both of those books were pretty good, pretty enjoyable read. And this is what I try to do in life in general. I try to combine things into one. Like, I want it to be an enjoyable read. I want it to be in a foreign language. I wanted to, for instance, these books in particular, they're helping me acquire medical vocabulary and so on. I have a whole bunch of John Grisham books in English that, I wanted, at a certain point, I wanted to study law in the States. And so I read these books to get better in the legal terminology and so on. So these were my Western foreign language books. Not all of them here. Some of them I read in in an ebook format, so they're not here. Some of them are somewhere else. But yeah, so these are the books that I probably enjoyed most. Arguably not that many. I know people who read this much in 1 year. But yeah, these are books in foreign languages that I have read, except for Chinese.